Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. In our last video we did Can You Beat Nuke World as a raider. It was a lot of fun and it was the first time we were in Nuke World and it was just absolutely amazing. We got to be a badass raider boss. Anyway, in today's video we're going to go along a similar veins. Today we asked the question, can you beat Fallout 4 with a flamer? Now this is going to be a very interesting run because not only are we solely going to be using the flamer, but the flamer itself is not a very cost-effective weapon. The main reason for this is it consumes a lot of ammo and doesn't do substantial damage. However, it is great at clearing out hordes as it fires past and through targets, so for early game it should be a fantastic weapon. But I feel during the mid game the flamer's damage will definitely fall off substantially. Anyway, let's go ahead and explain the rules. We may only use the flamer in battle. No molotovs, no grenades, no throwing weapons, no glitch or exploits, no cheating on modding the game's files, and we're going to be playing on very hard difficulty. So with that, let's begin the game. We start a new game, we make ourselves a interesting sort of look, a true rebellious sort of character. Once done, we get our morning coffee from Codsworth, thank you Codsworth, and Voltec then call us. We decided our starting stats, which is 6 strength, 4 perception, 5 endurance, 3 charisma, 4 intelligence, and 5 luck. Giving pretty much all the stats we need right off the bat, and we got everything we need. We see our family, they look lovely, and then we run to the vault, the world explodes, and it's time to get frozen. The inevitable happens and Nora gets killed by Kellogg cornflakes. The little human leaves and it's kind of sad, and then we're released and the game begins. We walk around and see the first obstacle, which is the radroaches. We go ahead and lock the dastardly radroaches out. We get the Pip-Boy and unlock the vault, allowing us to see the wasteland for what it is. We go ahead and get the special book, improving our luck so we can get Bella criticals if we need to, but unlikely due to the flamer's nature in VATS. Once we're set, we go to Concord and watch Preston kill a bunch of raiders, and we go ahead and pick up the iconic gas mask. We also level up and we make our way to the centre of the map and get Tales of a Junktown Jerky Vendor. It is pretty decent and will give us better prices for trading, which will be very important this run. As for our level up, we go for Aqua Boy, allowing us to swim without sustaining radiation damage and allowing us to breathe underwater, so it's extremely potent early on when healing items are scarce, and it opens up the map a hell of a lot. We go ahead and swim to the former Minutemen HQ, the castle. We sneak inside the castle and find what we're looking for, a flamer. Whilst we're here, we also swipe some ammo for the flamer as well. We also level up and go for Fortune Finder rank 1, allowing us to find caps wherever we go, which is the game's currency. We journey to Diamond City and we get Piper yelling at the gate. We play along and Piper gets the gate opened. Whilst we're here, we might as well get our flamer upgraded as there are no perks that hardlock us, so we can upgrade our weapon of choice as much as we like. Once done, we head to a raider settlement. On the way, we level up due to exploration. We go ahead and get Scourger so we have a chance of finding ammo and containers, very useful in the early game. We go to a raider hideout and burn everyone alive, which is beautiful, and we make sure to get the locket and we get a issue of Covert Ops and loot the office. Not far from the raider hideout is Thicket Excavations. We utilise our Aqua Boy perk and fix the pipes. We flick the power on and burn some Milox to a crisp, completing a side quest. We also hand the locket into Apathy Farm, netting decent XP, and we level up to level 5. We go ahead and grab Fortune Finder rank 2 so we can find even more bottle caps and containers, extraordinarily useful to us. We find Cricket and Bunker Hill, buying up all her ammo and wait nearby watching Cricket restock. We keep buying all the flamer fuel from her since everything is accounted for. It's time to go see our buddy Nick Valentine. When we get to the Triggermen hideout, we have a wonderful time. We see a lot of Triggermen on fire, which is lovely. We also level up and go for Heavy Gunner, allowing for 20% more damage with our flamer, which is excellent stuff. Dino is the first to experience this, of course. Nick is thankful we found him, and we tell him we need to find our son. He agrees to do so once we get him out. We torch more Triggermen who are in our way, which is brilliant, and then we get to Skinny Malone. We don't even let him finish his sentence, and he goes down like an absolute joke as we spit fire in his direction. Once Nick's outside, he's relieved he's been freed and invites us to his office, but before anything, we level up and we go for Scourger rank 2 so we can find even more ammo and containers, which pairs well with Fortune Finder. We go to Lexington with our perks and we go to the supermarket and set fire to the ghouls in there. We grab an awful lot of loot and then we visit the North Church, lighting the way forwards in the tunnels below. We find a dial and put in the word railroad, and the passage to the railroad opens up. They haven't had their mornings here, and oh dearie me, that is not good. But we level up and go for armor rank 1 so we can upgrade our armor to shadow leather armor. After a while, we arrive at the Cambridge police station and fend off against the ghouls in the area in a beautiful display. Truly magnificent, and we also level up and go ahead and get Bloody Mess, increasing our damage by 5%. We get to Arcjet Systems, we meet some simps, showing them what for by setting them on fire. It does excellent damage against the simps, and we press on with little issues. We get to a room and we get the generators up and running, and Paladin Dance begins culling the simps. We sit and watch with a fistful of popcorn, and when Dance has beaten a fair amount of them, we press the button and trigger a huge pillar of fire. We check on Dance, he's fine as always, and we pick our spoils from the bodies. We take out the last of the simps and locate the transmitter, and all in a day's work. We meet Dance outside, he gives us a laser rifle, the Righteous Authority, then he gives us an invitation to join the Brotherhood of Steel. We accept it, needless to say, and there's something I want to try this run, but that'll be revealed later. Anyway, back at the police station, we are granted the rank of Initiate, a training rank, but a rank nonetheless. We go back to Diamond City and see Nick Valentine and Ellie. We describe our case to them and eventually come to the conclusion that Kellogg Cornflakes is the one responsible, thanks to his scar giving him away. We take a walk to Kellogg's house and we can't get the door open, so we go ahead and talk to the mayor and decide to pickpocket him for the Kellogg Cornflakes keys. We enter Mr. Cornflake's house and find a switch underneath his desk. A secret room opens up. We loot the place and Nick decides to call in a specialist. Nick whistles, and once outside we see Dogmeat, the best and fluffiest doggo. We show him the cigar, but we decide he's too fluffy to get hurt, so we go straight to Fort Hagan ourselves. The turrets are beautifully dealt with, and we have a level up, so we go for Bloody Mess rank 2, which gives us a 10% damage boost. Once inside, we engulf everything on fire, and it's just awesome and fun. And once further into Fort Hagan, we just keep burning everything still, and when we get to Kellogg Cornflakes, we just burn the room and get up in Kellogg's grill, charring him to the ground. And for some reason, he acts like a lava lamp and lights up the floor around him. A nice effect at least, but we access Kellogg's terminal. Our human son has been kidnapped by the Institute, and then the Brotherhood appear before us once we're outside. We go back to the recon squad and Paladin Dance inform us that we can go aboard the Pridwin. We get into a vertibird and before long we dock onto the Pridwin. Captain Kells greets us, and when we step out he directs us to Elder Maxon. We see Elder Maxon give a speech to all the recruits and it's lovely. We speak to Maxon afterwards and he personally approves of Dance's request of making us a knight, so we're now a fully fledged member of the Brotherhood of Steel. We speak to Dance and he says we need to meet the crew on the airship, so we go and meet QMT Gun, who is the shop aboard the airship. We then meet Head Engineer Prospector Ingram, who is an awesome character. And we then meet Quinlan, who's quite the fine gentleman, and lastly we have Knight Captain Cade, who gives us a full medical examination. Once that's done, we head straight to QMT Gun and buy lots of flamer fuel. We level up and get Cap Collector, making buying and selling easier, setting us up for the rest of the run and helping our ammo troubles massively. We make sure to say hello to the Killy Cat, as it's adorable and fluffy and absolutely amazing. Also, we complete our armour, so we kind of look the part now, and we get back to Diamond City. Piper is using a ill practice towards Nick and trying to get info on us. Shame on you, Piper. We say to Nick that our son has been kidnapped by the Institute. Piper pretends like she knows us, but Nick decides that it's better we just go to the memory den in good neighbour. Nick meets us at the memory den and we speak to the wonderful Dr. Armani. We go back and forth, but Dr. Armani comes up with an idea to use Nick as a host as we venture inside Kellogg's memories. We take a seat, enter the memory sequence, and we quickly run through and manage to get some sensitive information. That is, a Institute scientist named Brian Virgil has gone AWOL from the Institute and is hiding out in the glowing sea. Once we exit the memory sequence, we discuss things with Dr. Armani, we check up on Nick shortly afterwards, and we level up. For our perk, we go for Heavy Gunner rank 2, increasing our damage done by our flamer for 40%. We also get improved hip-fire accuracy for what it's worth. It's then time to go to the glowing sea. We see lots of ghouls, and they go down without much of a problem. The Deathclaw, however, is a different story, since we need to be fairly close, and it can pretty much one-shot us if it gets too close. It does take several attempts, but we decide to use a dose of Psycho and a dose of Jet, which does the trick for us. Once inside, we speak to Virgil and he points us to Green Tech Genetics. We need to go and kill something called a Courser, which is what the Institute deployed to do operations above ground from the shadows, hence the Institute's boogeyman-like reputation. We level up and go for Lone Wanderer, so when venturing without a companion, we take 15% less damage and have 50 more carry weight. Once we arrive at Green Tech Genetics, the gunners are very difficult as they have lots of fast-firing weapons, damaging us very quickly, but we managed to get by torching our way through. Once the Corsair chip has been acquired, we go to the railroad and burn every single last one of them alive, as they are a danger to the Brotherhood of Steel and must be dealt with, as the heretics must burn. Since we killed the railroad, we decode the Corsair chip ourselves, which is much better than giving it to Desdemona, because she has not had her morning coffee, people, or her morning tea for that matter. We also get a level up, and since there isn't too much to spec into, we go for rank 1 of toughness, granting us plus 10 damage resistance, a simple perk, but it'll help out a little bit. We see Virgil cooking and he gives us some schematics for the teleporter, so we're good going forwards. Elder Maxon is informed of what we have done and sends us to Fort Strong. We arrive at Fort Strong on foot and set fire to a load of mutants, including a super mutant behemoth. The behemoth isn't actually as bad as I thought. It would be, since it's so tall, its rocks just keep hitting the lamppost though. So we get some amazing damage off and we just sit and burn him, so all is great, until he is defeated, so that wasn't actually too bad. Fort Strong, however, is not a good point for us, as mutants soak up a lot of damage, and legendary super mutants soak up even more damage. We get a total of 3 legendary super mutants, and they are pretty tough to take out, but we do manage, but we have to go for an ammo run. We return, but we only have to deal with the super mutants in the lower levels, and we're good. So when we take out the remaining forces, Dant shows up to make sure we're okay. Thank you, Dant. We report back to Elder Maxon. He's impressed with us, which is good. We meet with Ingram. She wants the platform built, but since our last mission left us exhausted for ammo, it's time to explore a little. Level up comes our way and we go for rank 2 of toughness, so we get plus 20 damage resistance, which is starting to add up now. Anywho, the teleporter is built and we have a briefing from Elder Maxon. He wants us to find and locate someone by the name of Dr. Lee. Anyone who's familiar with Fallout 3 will know the name Dr. Madison Lee, and it's the one and only. Everything is set and we're teleported into the Institute. We go ahead and use the network scanner and take the lift down, and once in the presence of the child simp, we have Father enter the room. We go along with what he says for about 5 minutes, and then we begin wreaking havoc in the Institute, burning everyone and everything alive in our path. Anything within the Institute tries to stop us, but it's no use. We come out the victor. Now, we go to Advanced Systems and do the unexpected, and the thing I wanted to try. We go ahead and kill Dr. Madison Lee to see how the game's story changes. I've never actually done this before and thought it'd be fun to try and spice up a playthrough. It's time to see Elder Maxon, and he is not impressed, ladies and gentlemen, not impressed at all by our actions. But amazingly, the game does have an alternate path, which is really cool. We also level up and go for armor rank 2 so we can upgrade our synth armor. We hand over the network scanner to Ingram and Liberty Prime is revealed, the very same from Fallout 3. We are then sent to Diamond City to locate a robotics expert, and we get to it. We go to a science lab and Dr. Duff, it kind of reminds me of Duff Man from The Simpsons, but okay. Anyway, she says that Professor Scourger was located in General Atomics. We go to General Atomics and find a bunch of Mr. Handys running a sort of amusement park like place. It's pretty awesome, but the bowling alley is clearly the place to go, and we have to go and we try walking around, but apparently we have to pay. We decide to torch a lot of them as it's much easier, and we find Professor Scourger and show her a quest item. She is convinced to help with us working on Liberty Prime. When we're back, we're tasked with building some actuators, which are magnets that hold Liberty Prime's limbs in place. We also get a level up and go for Lone Wanderer rank 2, so we take 30% less damage, and our carry weight is improved by 100. We travel to a hospital and it's overrun by mutants, but after some flame reaction on them, we manage to work our way through and get what we came for and build the magnets. We then speak to Ingram. Our next task is that we need to get some nukes for Liberty Prime. No small feat, as these are no normal nukes and can only be found in the glowing sea, as they are pre-war nukes. We meet up with Scribe Hagan, an outpost, and she gives us a pulse distressor beacon, which we're going to need. So we're all set for the mission. The objective couldn't be clearer, even if it tried, because we see a big pyramid. We go in the front door and then we go on in through a vault door. We destroy many ghouls without any troubles and we go through the tunnels. We see an Assaultron, it says goodbye, and Henry, well, it's Henry, he just gets burnt down. We get the doors open, pop the pulsar down and go up the lift, and job's a good one. Once back at the airport, Ingram is impressed and Professor Scourger is equally impressed too. We're told Elder Maxon awaits us and we do get a level up for our troubles, and we go for a very straightforward +1 endurance, so we have a little bit more health. Upon meeting Elder Maxon, he says Dance has gone A1. It's up to us to track him down and execute him. So without speaking to anyone, we go straight to Post Bravo where Dance is, as we've done this quest in the past. We even get Nick Valentine from Diamond City to hack the terminal so we can restore power to the lift, and we say our farewells to Nick. Once in the area, we arrived here before Dance, and it's clear we need to trigger the quest, so we speak to Quinlan and we talk details about the mission. But Scribe Halem rudely interrupts us with an awful tone. However, she stupidly gives Dance location that we already know, but we go back there, take the lift. There is some resistance, but we ultimately get to Dance. We simply burn him alive without a second thought and get his holo tag, so we're all good. We report back to Elder Maxon. He promotes us to Paladin and gives all of Dance's stuff as spoils, including his power armor. Captain Kells then wants us to deal with the railroad, which should be easy as we just have to mop up their foot soldiers, and our secondary objective is to retrieve Pam, who we left alive on purpose. We go to the North Church and burn the railroad agents with the utmost ease. It's an absolute cakewalk, and we get to Railroad's HQ and use the terminal to send Pam back to the Brotherhood of Steel, completing our mission. Captain Kells is pleased with our progress and gives us a pat on the back for a job well done. We level up and get Adamantium Skeleton, so all limb damage is reduced by 30%. Ingram then gets our attention as she wants a beryllium agitator and insists on coming with us. We board a vertibird, but because we already made enemies with the Institute, there is no prompt for us this time, so we just go ahead and board the vertibird. As we get to the mass fusion building, we can't use the minigun, so fly around for a bit, taking a little bit of damage, but then we bail out the vertibird and the fun can begin. We burn some of the simps on entering the mass fusion building, and we then get a card that we can use in the elevator so we can begin our descent. We ignite all the forces as we go down, and the lift inevitably gets sabotaged. We light lots of simps on fire and get the lift working again. We descend once more, and then we get to the ground floor, and then we make our way to the next lift so we can go to the reactor. We then don a hazmat suit and we go ahead and get the beryllium agitator. However, we trick the security and a sentry bot is sent our way. However, Ingram is an absolute beast and deals heavy damage to the sentry bot, and we join in with our flamer. 2 Assaultrons are next, and they aren't too difficult as our fire damages them both, and Ingram once again proves her mettle. We hose them down with ease and we get back to the main plaza and we leg it outside. We then get to the airport and hand the quest in. We level up and go for Heavy Gunner rank 3, improving our damage with our flamer by 60%, and our hit by accuracy is increased, which is nice for what it's worth. We activate Liberty Prime with a push of a button. He is now free. We follow Liberty Prime and we pass Nick Valentine's. That 80-foot robot passes him by. We tip our mask to him and carry on. We don't really have anything to do whilst following Liberty Prime, as the big robot takes care of everything for us. We meet up with Maxon and his forces. We sit back and watch the Brotherhood annihilate the Institute forces in the area. Liberty Prime then uses a red laser beam of death and destroys the ground. So we turn to Maxon and hop on down. Once inside the Institute, we turn to Elder Maxon again and he hands us a pulse charge to detonate the reactor. The next stop for us is the old robotics facility, and our flamer is very effective at dealing with the forces in our way. The Brotherhood of Steel's firepower also helps a hell of a lot as well. They didn't really stand a chance against us. We make our way to Bioscience and watch as Elder Maxon flanks the enemy, and the guerrillas do not appreciate what we have done. But they get a minigun and a flamer in their fur, and they then keel over. The main plaster is like a hot knife through butter. The Brotherhood just cut through the forces very rapidly, and they can't stand up to the ludicrous firepower at hand. We get to the director's quarters, and Father's already been taken care of, and we engage the security override system. Our offensive continues into advanced systems, and curiously, Dr. Madsen Lee is nowhere to be seen. We press on and get to the entrance to the reactor, and then like a lightning bolt we head towards the reactor, placing the charge and then running for cover, but get teleported out. The Charles Simp tries to convince us with our flamer to come with us, and we drench him in fire. It actually kind of suits him, honestly. But once teleported out, we go ahead, press the detonator, ending the run, answering the question, can you beat Ball Up Ball with a flamer? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. That run was what I thought it would be for the flamer. It's a very expensive bit of kit to use due to the nature of it, guzzling ammo. But it made up for it in taking down hordes of enemies, and who doesn't like burning things in Fallout? It's just a lot of fun, but our damage and range was certainly a problem and we couldn't use stealth whatsoever, so definitely had its challenges, but it was fascinating to play around that. Anyway, our next video is going to be a 10k special. It's been forever, and we're going to be playing Fallout 4 as the courier from New Vegas. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And lastly, thank you all for being part of this great community and allowing this guy to continue living his dream of doing this stuff on YouTube. You're all beautiful people. I can't thank you enough. You're all fantastic and absolutely amazing. Anyway, with that, like the video, always appreciate it, and comment down below if you wish to say anything, as it's wonderful hearing from you if you just want to say hi, and subscribe if you're new. Anyway, I've been Insane Frame, take care, enjoy the rest of your day, have a fantastic time, and lastly, just thank you for watching the video. You're all fantastic, you're all wonderful, and you're just beautiful people. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.